April 26, 1986. Reactor 4 at Chernobyl was running a late-night safety test. The test required lowering power, but something didn't go as planned. The reactor became unstable at dangerously low levels. Instead of stopping, operators continued the test. Safety systems were gradually disabled to proceed. At this point, the reactor was operating outside safe parameters. Water flow through the reactor began to decrease. As steam increased, the reactor's power began to rise unexpectedly. The increase was not linear, it accelerated. Control rods were still mostly withdrawn. At this moment, the reactor entered an unstable state. The AZ5 emergency shutdown button was pressed. This should have shut the reactor down. Instead, it triggered a rapid surge. Power increased far beyond the reactor's design limits. Within seconds, pressure inside the reactor increased rapidly. Fuel channels began to deform under extreme conditions. Steam pressure built faster than it could be released. The reactor structure could not contain it. Then the first explosion occurred. It lifted the reactor's upper structure. A second explosion followed immediately. The reactor core was now exposed to open air. Debris was thrown across the surrounding area. Inside the control room, the scale of the damage was not yet clear.
The readings are off.
Fire alarms were triggered across the plant. Local firefighters were dispatched without full information. Many believed it was only an ordinary electrical fire. They arrived beneath an open reactor. Pieces of radioactive graphite were lying on the ground. Some firefighters picked them up by hand. No one told them what they were touching. Radiation exposure had already begun. But to everyone there, it still looked like a normal fire response. By morning, Pripyat was still functioning normally. Schools opened, buses ran, people went to work. Very few residents had been told anything. From some parts of the city, the damaged reactor was visible. Children stood outside, watching the smoke. Radioactive dust was already falling across the city. Some residents reported a strange metallic taste in the air, but life continued as if nothing had happened. Nearly 36 hours after the explosion, evacuation finally began. Residents were told to prepare for only a short absence. Take documents, essentials, 3 days at most. Most left food on the table and belongings in place. Children boarded buses carrying only small bags. Pets were left behind. The city emptied in hours. Almost no one who left that day ever returned to live there again. The fire was controlled, but the reactor was still burning. Helicopters began dropping sand, lead, and boron from above. Pilots flew repeated missions directly over the exposed core. Many received dangerous radiation exposure within minutes. Thousands of soldiers and workers were brought in as liquidators. Some were sent onto the reactor roof for less than a minute. Machines failed there. Humans had to replace them. Entire villages around the plant were permanently abandoned. The exclusion zone would remain for generations. Pripyat was built for nearly 50,000 people. In a single weekend, it became empty. Apartments remained exactly as people left them. Schools, hospitals, and streets were never used again. The reactor was eventually sealed inside a concrete shelter. But containment was never the same as undoing it. The accident lasted seconds. The consequences lasted decades. And for many, it never truly ended. Chernobyl was not just an explosion. It was a place where ordinary life stopped and never returned.